Does anybody got a pill speaker? We need to get some boom boom pow in here. Joe, aren't you a music guy?
I actually teach middle school choir.
I wish I was pulling down six figures like you, though. Stacking dough, you know what I mean? I'm actually saving up right now so I could buy this plane. Check it out.
Believe it or not, I've never been on an airplane before.
Yo, I can't even process that. Jimmy! I need a brewski like my mama needs a kidney.
How's she doing, by the way?
She's hanging in there.
Yeah, well, you can do, man.
TBTL.
Hey, you know, if we knock down that wall, it would really open the place up. You know, clean up the blood, maybe add some French doors, maybe a ping pong table right there. You know, I'm just riffing.
Is there, and I'm just guessing here, some kind of medication that you maybe need a lot of and have taken none of, or maybe too much of today?
This gazpacho soup just burned my lips.
The gazpacho?
Yeah, it's been sitting out. It warmed up.
It warmed up so much that it burned your lip.
Let me explain something to you. If you're expecting something ice cold and you bring it up to your lips and it's room temp, it's going to feel like your mouth's on fire. It's going to feel like your body's on fire.
And boom goes the dynamite.
I could really use a win here.
Well, all right. Hello, good morning, and welcome everyone to a Tuesday edition of TBTL, the show that just might be too beautiful to live.
Get out of here, you flies.
My name is Luke Burbank. I am your host.
You're like the Daniel Day-Lewis of only doing one thing.
Hey, come on now. Wait, I chose that audio drop. All right, it's fine. It's probably true. The one thing I do is bring you episodes sequentially, and I'm going to do that right now by bringing you episode 4,525 in a collector series.
Let the fun begin.
And what we're going to do for another day is continue to listen through and enjoy. I don't want this to feel like work, like it's some kind of a summer cleaning project, like it's, anything less than what it is, which is absolutely sparklingly entertaining content, which is us listening to voicemails that have been left by you, the tens of listeners.
Ahoy, hoy.
And the keeper of those voicemails. It's a very important job, by the way. He's one of a handful of people who have the codes to do this. He is Andrew Walsh. He is the longest-running Cobro of the show, maybe best known for his depictions of the tall ships. And maybe something else you may or may not know about him.
I'm an activist and house party enthusiast.
He's interrupting his morning dart game to step in and talk to me here on the program. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Luke. How is that wheel looking? How did it survive?
Well, I'm going to be honest.
evening?
I wish I would have left the Crown Royal velvet cover on it because it is definitely collecting some dust.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as cherry as it was yesterday when I took it out of the box, but I still think it's going to work. Hold on, let me just test it here for a little. Okay, good. Yep. You know what?
Still working.
Still spins.
Okay.
Still spins.
What did you call this thing yesterday? By the way, this is the wheel that we spin so we can figure out which random voicemail to play on today's show. But you gave it a name yesterday that I was unfamiliar with. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Do you remember?
It's been like almost 24 hours since then.
And you've been
how
drinking.
How can I? The entire 24 hours.
Yeah, I should have asked you in the moment, but that's okay. You had a name for it, and I wasn't sure because I really don't know what to call this other than a random wheel
I've been
spinner.
calling it a tote wheel.
A tote wheel.
Yes. Tote bags are so over. Yeah. It's all about tote wheels now.
I mean, is that where are you getting tote wheel from? I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I think one time I was on the internet searching for one of these devices, and somehow tote wheel seemed to return some options. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to type this in. Tote. How is Nina Toten Wheel, by the way? Still doing all the voices?
I think so.
On
yes,
on the broadcast. Let's see. Okay, tote wheel. I am getting nothing whatsoever close to the thing that I have standing next to me, Andrew. So clearly, tote wheel is very, very wrong.
Well, I didn't ask you that to embarrass you. I was trying.
Well,
you know me, as I said.
Round wheel.
As I said to the angry man who accused me of cutting in line at the ballpark, I'm a lifelong learner, Luke. So I thought you could explain to me what a tote wheel, or the background
round
of tote
prize
wheel.
Wheel. Okay, let's see what it's. Prize wheel, Andrew.
It's a prize wheel. Okay.
But it's not. But see, the thing is, I feel like we're not giving anything away.
We are, though.
Well, we are. Entertainment.
Exactly.
I guess it's called a prize wheel.
Okay, I like that. Prize wheel.
Yeah, prize wheel.
All right, so the way this works, if you didn't hear yesterday's show, we're going to do this for a while because I have so many voicemails.
So many prizes to give away.
Good ones. So many prizes. Each voicemail that you guys leave on our voicemail
line. You're going to get
line.
sick of how many prizes we have.
And I want to say, if you're cranky, If you're bored, give the voicemail line a call, 206-414-TBTL. That's 206-414-8285.
Is our billboard still up?
I think it is still up. I
Okay.
need to check in with John Sklar, figure out, but it should be, according to my calendar, it should be maybe in its waning days out there in
I assume when they
Friendship.
take it down, there's going to be probably some of the local, veterans and other people will stand, and there'll be some kind of a salute.
I think so.
Taps will be
They
played.
need to
as
make sure it doesn't touch the ground, right?
100%. And
Isn't
it's
that a
very
really
large.
big part of it? Yeah,
Yes. They have to fold it. And it's a tri-corner fold.
Anyway.
And then what is the ceremony for the billboard that replaces it?
Well, I
think is for Crazy Eddie's pontoon boats.
I was hoping that they were just going to retire that whole sign.
Yes, I mean, they should,
afterwards,
obviously.
because and salt the earth, as they
Yes,
say.
after the greatest billboard that's probably ever existed.
So I want to ask you this.
Okay.
What was I saying? I have
We were talking
no idea
about
what
we were talking about prize wheels and
Right. All right, you're
and the
spinning
fact
it?
that we're
Okay.
well, I was
Okay.
reminding the listeners of what a prize wheel sounds like when we spin it.
Okay, sounds good. So we have all of these voicemails listed on this prize wheel. You're going to spin it, and I am going to tell you what it lands on. You're going to tell me what it lands on.
Yes.
I don't know exactly how that works, and then we're going to play that particular voicemail.
Okay, so here we
you
go.
ready?
And around and round it goes. Where it lands, nobody knows except me, because it just landed on Erica.
Erica. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I wish I had dated these voicemails.
I wish you dated Erica.
I wish I had gone on a date with
Strange way
each
to
of
put it.
these voicemails.
I wish
Just
I'd
to
made
get-
out with these voicemails.
This is like speed dating for our voicemails. This is what we're
Love
doing.
it. Love it. Get in, get out.
That's right. But anyway, I'm sorry that I just accidentally hit on you, Erica. That was unintentional, but not undeserving. You're a lovely person.
Absolutely.
And I really hope that we continue to be friends.
Yes.
So this is a voicemail from Erica. I do not know what it's about, but once we figure it out, we will give it some context.
Okay.
Hi, Luke and Andrew. It's Erica from Arlington. And I was just listening to an episode where you were talking about garbage men and leaving notes on garbage cans. I guess I should say not garbage men, right?
Garbage people.
Anyway, cut that part out. So that's not the point of the story, is the pronouns of the garbage people. The point is...
Don't you think garbage people sounds worse, though?
Do you know that... Can I recreate this in
I'm
any
not
way
trying to
that is
blame
entertaining?
Erica.
No,
but I do think garbage people is somehow much more offensive.
I remember saying to Genevieve one time, possibly while under the influence of something, because I just remember thinking it was so funny. I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't like goofing. I was being serious or something. I don't remember the details other than we were going to throw something away in our garbage can that I felt weird putting in our garbage can. And I believe what I said to Genevieve was, I don't want the garbage people to think that we're garbage people. And that sort of lives in my head, although the details elude me. But I think about that all the time. But yeah, garbage being a garbage person sounds a lot worse than being a garbage man or a garbage collector is what I say, for whatever that's worth.
Well, maybe is the big problem that we're using the term garbage instead of waste?
Garbage collector, waste collector. I think collector is
What
the
if we said
key.
waste of a person? Would that be better?
That would not.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Should
Well,
I
I'm
look
out of
that-
ideas.
Let me look that up on that French guy's website from yesterday.
Is how you say waste of a person and why? I was actually kind of surprising myself as that happened that it was going as well as it did.
All right.
Okay,
So, anyway,
sorry, back to
this is-
Erica's
and
message.
by the way, we talk about, or I will not drag you in this. I talk about garbage-related topics on the show, ripped from the pages of my own life, from the headlines of my own life. I don't even know what particular garbage anxiety story spurred
Erica's
this
referring
one.
to.
Yeah, but I doubt it really matters. Go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, you know, when it snowed a few months ago and then we skipped garbage pickup, the garbage company was like, just put like a cardboard sign that says garbage on your green bin and we'll come pick it up. So my husband did that, and then like the sign would get removed, but the garbage was not picked up. And anyway, after the third week of like calling them and being like, can you please pick up the garbage that's in the green bin? They did, and they also took the green bin with them, I think, maybe assuming that the whole entire garbage and bin was meant to be
Wow.
picked up and taken away.
So the garbage bin was
I guess we got a new
garbage.
green bin out of it, but that was a really frustrating situation. So maybe next time we'll just put out extra bags and just do it that way. But then the annoying thing is that pests get into them. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Power out.
Okay, power out, Erica. Thank you for that. So that makes sense. When people are, it's really hard to throw away a garbage can, right?
Right, how do you indicate?
Isn't this something that you've talked about before?
Well, I mean, I will say my current garbage can is absolutely thrashed, and I do need to get a replacement. Not only does it have still in grease pencil 3 FT and then an arrow going both ways.
Oh, because you're not supposed to stack it so close to other people's garbage bins or your own garbage bins?
Apparently, it was too close to one of my neighbors at one time, and so the garbage, and I might not have even been the one that did it. I might have had my garbage can out first. I don't even remember.
Or it might have been your neighbor who wrote it on there, not the garbage person.
But he also wrote it on his own, which honestly
that
would be pretty
weird.
genius.
Yes.
That'd be a master criminal at work, because we both came out together. And it was actually, this is the neighbor that I don't really, there's nothing, I can't say anything negative about these neighbors. They're a little further back from where I am at all. They seem perfectly pleasant, but we have almost no interactions. Like, it just is the case that we live extremely separate lives. Whereas all my other neighbors, I kind of know them on a first name basis. I'll, chat with them if I'm heading up the street and they're out doing something in their yard.
They'll reprimand you for having too much tansy.
Yeah, exactly. Just neighbor stuff. And these folks are just a little bit more reserved and a little bit more kind of just living their life, which is great. But the one time that I've ever interacted with them was when me and this dude, this kind of dad who's probably about my age, arrived at our garbage cans at the same time and looked and noticed that both of them had this grease pencil in very large writing scrawled. Almost the entire lid was covered by this. And we just looked at each other and goes, I guess these are supposed to be 3 feet apart. And we laughed.
Yeah.
And that was like a year ago. We still have those garbage cans. And now that, that bar, that like, there's like a kind of aluminum bar thing that's embedded.
Yes, and I've learned since then, because you asked, like, what is this bar for?
Yeah,
and I think it's for the truck to hook on it, right?
A certain kind of truck, but not the kind of truck that comes to my neighborhood. The kind of truck that comes to my neighborhood is big pinchers.
Okay, yep.
And I think that's from one that, a different kind.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe because the big pinchers keep on pinching, I believe, as Tina Turner once sang.
Sure, famously.
I think because it keeps pinching the garbage can, it's actually doing something weird to that bar. So the bar just fell out. And it just it doesn't even it won't even stay in there anymore. So this is the issue I have, is this garbage can is really, really beat up. But you're right. How do you throw out a garbage can? How do you indicate to the garbage? How do you indicate to the waste of people that you're a garbage person and that your garbage can is also garbage?
That your garbage can is a garbage person.
Yes, exactly.
And that is what you usually have to do, is you have to write garbage and then hang it on the outside of the canister or whatever you're using, the bin. And so this time, Erica and the fam are trying just to use a different bin for garbage instead of recycling or yard waste or whatever. But finally, they just took the whole bin because they thought the whole thing was garbage. But it sounds like, I don't know if you caught the end of that, it sounds like they got a brand new bin out of the whole thing. Have you ever been the recipient? Have we talked about this? Have you ever been the recipient of a brand new bin? It is incredible.
You could eat off of it.
You literally could eat out of it.
I don't think that I have, actually, but I would like to someday. Here's what I don't fully understand. Are the folks that are collecting the garbage, that's a nice way to say it.
Yes.
Are the folks collecting the garbage, do they have any latitude to weigh in on if the garbage can is in fact garbage? Because what I see happening is them rolling up to Erica and her husband's place, seeing a sign on a perfectly good garbage can, a perfectly good recycling bin at that says garbage on it. And then they just throw it in. They just throw it into the landfill. Don't they look at it and go, this is not garbage.
This is beautiful.
This is a gently used, this recycling bin was driven to church by a grandmother on Sunday and put right back in the garage.
That's right. In an area that didn't have road salt.
That's
I believe
exactly
as
right.
well.
And so, you know what I mean, though? Honestly, just imagine they just took that. It's kind of surprising to me that they just took that to mean they don't want this recycling bin anymore. And presuming that the recycling bin wasn't totally shot, I'm surprised they just threw it out. I feel like that's, I don't want a lot of lip from the people that are being paid to help me get the, waste and recycling out of my life. But on the other hand, if I was trying to if they thought I was trying to throw away a perfectly good, what you do with a beautiful recycling bin?
Beautiful recycling
I feel
bin.
like they could have maybe said, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
This show sometimes for me is like a conversational choose your own adventure book because what I want to do is I want to get back to voicemails, but what you just said, I want to react to it, and I have two things to say, and I think I need to choose one.
Okay.
I think I will say the more expedient one, which is just something I wonder about, and now I will wonder about it out loud, which is when you see ads for the junk removal services, and there's a new one out there that I've been I don't know if it's one of the baseball streams I'm watching or what, but I've been seeing some garbage. Oh, you know what it is? I think it is local. I think it's that one that drives around Seattle, and they're in like green trucks. And in the ad, they even mentioned that like the people who come to like kind of remove your
They're like superheroes or something, or do they?
Oh no, it's not that one. But they're down to earth, and they even mentioned that like our uniformed, are like. I don't know, like our well-dressed, uniformed collectors will come
clean or something?
will come and take away all of your. So you open your garage door and you're just like, what a mess! I don't even know what to do.
Junk
with this
in the
stuff.
trunk. That's the place, right?
That is. Hold on, let me look it up. Junkinthetrunk.net.
And
Anyway,
it just landed on Junk in the Trunk.
I've been seeing some of these in somewhat heavy rotation, and it's always very tempting, right? Because you're like, oh, that's just so great.
Yeah.
But I always wonder when you see in the commercial they're driving away with all of your junk, you wonder like how much of the business model is sorting through that stuff and finding the stuff that is somehow reusable and potentially resellable.
My guess would be what's less
almost
than
nothing.
zero.
Really?
What
You
is
don't
a
think
negative number?
Because Genevieve hired somebody. We didn't get a new couch. We got a very old couch recently from a friend of ours, but their old couch was better than our old couch, apparently. This isn't a room that I never even go in our house, to be honest with you. It's quite messy.
Is it a craft room?
It's a craft room. I don't understand. Well, never mind. I'm not going to get into that.
No.
But anyway.
I'm gonna find you in a garbage can. I'm going to pull up to your house tomorrow, and you're just going to be stuffed into the recycling bin. It's going to say garbage on there.
Anyway, let's just say this is a couch that Genevieve usually uses, and she wanted a bit of an upgrade, and our friends were literally going to get rid of their couch. And so it kind of worked out for everybody. Genevieve hired this company to come and remove our couch and move the used new one in, right? And anyway, apparently the guys, I wasn't there for this, but apparently the guys, when they came to pick it up, they were kind of, Genevieve seemed kind of psyched about the couch we were getting rid of because it was in really good shape, at least externally. It's not like it had rips or tears.
I'm surprised Vives didn't have that on the aftermarket.
Well, I know I was a little surprised by that too. I think she was just trying to be expedient here, but as I was trying to be when I started this damn story. But Genevieve sort of made, to her, it seemed like they might be interested in like kind of finding a new home for this couch, whether that meant from resale or just one of them giving it to a buddy or whatever. So I just sort of feel like you must get some really good stuff that people just want to get rid of with these services, right?
Well, here's what I think probably would happen. My guess would be based on the scale of the operation. There are these really big national companies, right, that just have presumably a bunch of crews, and they go out and they just like they just deal with probably sometimes some pretty overwhelming situations as far as like what people have in their yard and their home.
That's a really good point.
And
you're not sifting through.
My feeling is in those situations, and if you work for a huge company that just does this day after day after day, probably at some point you are not thrilled. You don't have that kind of thrill of discovery anymore. Like, ooh, this is a kid's rocking horse that if I just glued this one part back together, it'd be pretty functional.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you probably, that would be my feeling day one of doing that job. Because, ooh, this is a perfectly good salad spinner.
I mean, this comes from a guy who was throwing away newspapers he was supposed to be delivering. Wait, is that slander? Was that not you?
Not throwing away, recycling.
Okay, my apologies.
But they were still in like bound up. So I don't know if those could even be recycled, but I did, for the record, throw them into, because when I was a kid, like the notion of recycling, first of all, was pretty different in that, you got money for cans. So people would take cans in, and then I don't know if there was cardboard recycling, but I know that newspaper could be recycled, but there was these huts. Did you have those in Ohio?
No, I don't think so.
So there would be these like little wood huts that you could just bring all your old newspaper to and just throw it in there, and then went and got, recycled or something or other. So that was where I used to dump the North Central Outlook. What I was going to say, though, about to answer your question, or to try to answer your question, I'm guessing that unless it is something, there's probably one out
like
of
hyper local and
one
a
out
small
of, or I was
operation.
going to say, even if you're one of the bigger ones, if you're like 1-800-GOT-JUNK or something, probably 1 out of 50 trips, you might see. Let's just imagine you see a perfectly good, relatively new bicycle for a 10-year-old kid, and it's not gross, and the tires still have air, and it's just kind of like a bike your kid could use, and it's just,
and the kid is still hanging on to it, but not hanging
but
on
they
to
have a
it
weak
super
grip.
good, but they have a weak
so it's
grip.
like, so it's just like a wuss ass kid is holding onto this bike, and it's a bike that your kid would love. That's like 1 in 50. So those ones you probably do pull off the truck and take home.
Yeah, no,
but if
they're
it
pretty
involves any sort of rehabbing of the product, you probably become so inured so quickly.
Right. No, I think you're right. The more, and probably the commercials for the company that I'm seeing that's probably a bigger operation, so they're probably not doing that. But I am a little concerned about time here. This isn't supposed to be about me and my garbage fantasies, my finding a treasure in somebody else's trash fantasies.
I think we can fire one more.
Yeah, but
one
I don't
more
know. I don't
quickie.
know which one to pick here.
Okay, well, if only we had a prize wheel.
Tote wheel.
I know. And
I
are
see
you
that-
kidding me? Ingrid? Ingrid. That was the one I was hoping it would land on.
Let me see here. Okay, yeah, you're right, Ingrid. I'm sorry. My glasses, I really got to go to the eye doctor. That does say Ingrid. Let's take a listen to this.
Hi, Luke and Andrew. This is Ingrid in Texas. I want to tell you, I had a neighbor who was an attorney. I'm sorry, this is in regards to trash talk.
Andrew, see?
She was an
You don't
attorney
believe
and
in
got
a
job
wheel.
with the-
Life finds a way.
And you don't believe in a
You
tote
were
wheel?
you were saying that this is tough on you because your normal producer brain would be to curate
Yes,
these
that's a
voicemails,
good
to
point.
group them together, and here we are, just the wheel delivered. Trust the wheel.
We're like 90% of the
Also, it
voicemails
could
are
be
about garbage
that
'cause
most of the
90
spots on the roulette wheel are garbage anxiety.
because
So
they're all related to my stories. All right,
Okay.
take it away, Ingrid. Sorry about that. Let's start this over, in fact.
Hi, Luke and Andrew. This is Ingrid in Texas. I want to tell you, I had a neighbor who was an attorney. I'm sorry, this is in regards to trash talk. She was an attorney and got a job with the city of Dallas. This was in the early 90s. Her first week or two, she settled lawsuits that were brought by the garbage collectors against the city for back injuries. Turned out when they were riding around on the back of the truck like Luke wants to do, picking up garbage cans and slinging them into the back, people were putting construction materials, rocks, bricks, all these heavy materials in the bottom of their garbage cans. And then when the guys would pick them up, they could barely lift them. So they were causing injuries. So there were so many injury claims that she just spent literally the first week or two just settling. Boom, boom, boom. We're paying these guys off. So I noticed that now most cities have gone to this automatic, the plastic ones where the guys don't have to pick them up. So just FYI, love trash talk. Bye.
Oh, nice. So this gets to kind of what you're talking about that bar on or
Yeah.
the pinchers or whatever. And
Yeah.
also, I think when she mentioned Luke hanging off the truck, that's what spurred that email, right? Because
Yes.
you have a garbage
just
fantasy
thought-
of your own.
Well, I just thought on a really nice summer morning, it could be fun to just, you get up real early, you have a cup of coffee, you're kind of one of the first people out on the streets, but again, it's already kind of warming up a little bit. It's not too warm though. And then you jump on that truck and you head off, and you're not even driving the truck. You're like the person riding on holding that handle, just like without a care in the world. I thought that seemed kind of fun for like one day.
I mean, it would be interesting if you're, and I say this with all due respect, if you were a person who was supposed to be delivering something to people and you just threw those things away, in this case newspapers,
Recycled.
As a garbage collector, what would you do? Would you end up
How would I cheat?
delivering garbage to people's homes?
It's the only way. Right.
Maybe that's the thing. Actually, maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Maybe what we realize is that you should have been a garbage collector all along instead of being somebody who's delivering things. You should have always been somebody who's picking something up.
I should have been a newspaper collector.
You should have been a newspaper
I should have gone and stolen all of the newspapers off of everyone's porch and then recycled them. Now, here's the thing. And you know me, I'm not a big personal responsibility guy because I don't like to take it for myself.
No.
But doesn't it seem like the lawsuit should be against the people who put the construction debris in the garbage cans? Doesn't that seem like the sort of culpable parties in all of this? Like as opposed to the particular city?
Is it I mean, because you assume that the people who were doing this were breaking some sort of stated law?
Well, I'm guessing it's illegal to put construction debris in your garbage can, don't you think?
I guess what I learned with my personal garbage collector, and yes, he is a personal garbage collector.
Mm-hmm.
He comes. I paid him enough so that he only takes care of my garbage can. But remember,
you use Barge, right? It's BRG. It's an online service that sends a personal garbage concierge and handles it's a bespoke garbage collection.
But of course, you remember the story. And maybe that's what ended up inspiring some of these calls that we're hearing here too. Is I got in that whole thing with my garbage collector because I had dumped a shop vac that was like full of dust and whatever you vacuum up into my garbage bin without bagging it up, and so he had left like the kind of this official note or notice on my can saying you got to bag construction debris up, and it did specifically say bag construction debris up.
Yes.
So in that case, it sounds like construction debris is fine as long as it's bagged up.
But I
take like 5 cinder blocks and I just put them each in a bag.
There is a weight. I know that there is a weight limit though, because I exceeded it. I believe it was when I was living in Bellingham. And
were you moving out or something or doing a big project?
I was doing a big project. I think it was there. It would have either been Mount Baker or Bellingham, but it was somewhere where I had all of this, like this was going in the compost, right? Which you could throw yard waste and things like that in. What it was a bunch of grass that I had ripped up, but it also had brought up a bunch of the dirt. And so imagine these big clumps of still kind of wet dirt with the grass, and I threw them all into the yard waste bin, but it basically was so heavy that I guess the sensor went off in the machine. They wouldn't pick it up.
That's right, because they're already using the machine.
They're already using the machine,
but
the machine knows the weight, and I guess I'm guessing the machine could have picked it up. Like it's not incapable, but it probably has some kind of a instrument, a measurement tool that also says, look, if we went around and everyone's like yard waste bin weighed 400 pounds, we wouldn't get very far. So we have a limit. And anyway, they tagged it because it was over the weight. So my point in all that is to say, I bet you that there is a rule against just putting a bunch of cinder blocks in your garbage can, even if they're bagged up. But I'm also guessing that the city in Texas had more resources than the individual people who put the heavy stuff in their garbage cans. And so the settlement went towards the city because that was who had basically dispatched these people to pick up these heavy cans.
And it sounds like it was the people. Yeah, I mean, and so it kind of becomes a workplace. It's a workplace lawsuit. So that kind of makes sense. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into lawyers. Let's do, how about tomorrow we just do
only take voicemails from lawyers? We got a lot of lawyers that listen.
We actually do have a lot of lawyers that
what are the chances that on tomorrow's show, one of the voicemail, the prize wheel will lead us into some sort of a legal dispute?
That would be
kismet. Well,
then we
you know
call
what?
the show Lawyers Who Listen.
That's
what we'll put on our next billboard. TBTL, Lawyers Who Listen. And then in really small print, not really lawyers. And
also bad at listening.
Bad at listening. Exactly.
All right.
Well, this is fun. Let's do it again.
Okay, you'll have to tune in tomorrow to see if my dreams come true of us having some kind of an interesting... Because I think of myself as one of America's foremost untrained, unlicensed legal minds.
Yes.
I love how my legal mind works.
Mm-hmm.
Few others do, but I really do. So let's hope I get to...
legal mind.
I want to flex those muscles tomorrow, but that is for tomorrow anyway. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening. If you would like to give us a call, it's 206-414-TBTL. Leave us a voicemail. Possibly about legal things. And we will see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. And please remember, no mountain too tall.
And good luck to all.
Hey, this is Line Dried Towel Talk, and oh my gosh, Luke is 100% right on this. There is nothing like stiff line dried towels. They work so great. The best is if you can get your hands on some like waffle weave towels that are not even very thick. When people stay at our house, they always think, what is with these low-grade towels that you have? And then they're like, where do I get me some of these towels? They are so great on the line because it is just like drying yourself with a piece of cardboard, and it is the best. I'm just thinking about line-dried laundry right now, and my day just got better. Power out.
Power out.